Chief Beier. He's down here waiting on us to come in, so we'll just go ahead and add him. Hey, Chief.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Right off the bat, I want to just say thanks for all you do for everybody. Always like firefighters and police officers and stuff, and really appreciate all you do for the community.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so kind of tell us about what actually happened that day and kind of how that morning went for you guys, because from where I understood, it was pretty early in the morning when you guys started getting calls about this deer in the river.
Yes. I was just coming off a shift. My shift was ending at 8 o'clock that morning, and it was about 10 to 8. Just took a phone call, and it was from a concerned citizen that said he witnessed a deer that was obviously had fallen through the ice and was struggling to get out. And he just said, he goes, I don't know if it's something that you guys can deal with or not. He goes, but I just wanted to let you know. And so I thanked him, and I said, I said, I'm going to go down there and check it out. So I hopped in the pickup and drove down there and took a look at it. And there was already a couple people that had pulled over and were looking at the deer in the river too. And I just kind of assessed the situation and thought, he's in a spot that we can get to him. He appeared to be fairly played out. That was my other concern, because he had a huge rack on him, and I don't want anybody to get, hurt over trying to rescue a deer. And, but he appeared to be fairly played out. So I felt fairly safe if we were to try to get him out of the ice. And we have equipment for this. We have ice rescue suits, and this is something we practice. Matter of fact, this happened on a Monday. Our annual ice rescue training was 2 days later in the river down behind the fire hall. We cut a big hole in the ice, and we train for that. So the timing was kind of ironic, but
you could have just punched your box. You got your training.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I kind of just I made the decision. I went back to the fire department, and we started calling guys in and getting a team together and getting the equipment ready, and just went down there and pulled them out. It was fairly simple, fairly straightforward. And one of the guys had a toe strap that we actually kind of lassoed his horns with, and pulled him up onto the ice shelf, got him out of the water up onto the ice shelf, and let him sit there for a minute, and he didn't do anything. So we grabbed him again and brought him up to the shoreline and up the bank right onto the edge of the woods. And I suppose there's a 3-4 foot embankment or something, and got him up there. And he just sat there for not very long, maybe a minute or two. And then he decided to get up, and he just walked away very, very slowly. So this is.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that video that you're showing, that was a couple of our volunteers that had shown up before, while the equipment was on the way.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you can sell it. I mean, I don't know if you guys. I linked the article in the description, but you can. It was a giant. It was a big deer.
Yeah. Oh, he was huge. Yeah, I stood right next to him and took a picture of him, and yeah, he was big, and and that's what I'm saying. That was kind of our concern is, he's a wild animal, and you just don't know what they're going to do. So
now, how there's a picture of him, or a better up close of how big he was. How immobile was he? Like, how long did he lay there like that, exhausted?
You know what? Once we got him to the wood line, not very long. I'm going to say just a minute or two, and he made his way to his feet. He was pretty wobbly, and then he didn't run off by any means. He just walked off real slow and disappeared into the woods.
Now I know a couple people that rescued deer caught in fences, and in both cases, the deer they rescued was found later dead. But this one was actually seen later alive, right?
Yeah, correct. There's footage, as I seen. It was probably like 2 days ago. Somebody posted footage of the same exact deer coming through their backyard, and you could visibly notice he had a little limp in his back leg. But he was alive, so that was a good thing.
You had to be excited to hear about that.
Oh, absolutely. Because
Never know.
you don't know, you know, and so I'm not a deer expert. I have no idea how long a deer can survive in the water like that. Nobody really knows how long he'd been in there. As of like just a few days ago, sorry, my pager's going off here, but it's just a test page. So as of a few days ago, I'd heard one report that somebody's seen him as early as 20 after 7 in the water. So, you know, I don't know.
He had to been in there for a little while. I mean, they don't get that exhausted, you know, right away.
Right.
Well, it sure would be a horrible way for it to go. It's glad you guys were around to pull it out.
Well, that's just it, you know, another quarter mile one way or the other, and maybe he wouldn't have got the scene because the area that he was at was a pretty heavily trafficked area in the morning. That bridge leads right to a elementary school, so a lot of people coming and going across that bridge.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So how does a deer get that big? Is that like an area where nobody hunts?
Well, it's pretty much right on the edge of town. So, you know, if you were going to hunt it, I would assume that it would have to be with a bow. You know, it's too close to town to hunt with any type of a rifle or anything like that. And that's probably why he's maybe lived as long as he has.
Yeah, for sure. I was getting ready to ask the same question about the area that he was living in. It sounds like people must hunt though, because there's trail cameras and stuff around, you know.
Yeah. Yep. So he was kind of a legend a little bit before this even happened. There was pictures of him all over Facebook and different social media sites, you know, with people catching him on their trail cameras or on their video surveillance or things of that nature too. So he was kind of well known anyway, and then he just happened to be the same one.
With all the cameras and stuff nowadays, there's no buck gets that big without people knowing about it anywhere.
Right. Right. Yeah, he was impressive animal. Like I said, I stood right next to him and took a picture of him, and I was like, wow, he was pretty nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Chief Beier, we really appreciate you getting on and talking about it. And like Dan said, thanks for all you guys do over there. And you got anything you want to pitch or talk about before you head off?
No, I guess not so much. I just, you know, I appreciate all the people that have reached out to us and all the positive feedback we've gotten for, you know, rescuing this deer out of the river. And it's been a little overwhelming at times, but it's neat too. Yeah.
Which fire department you work for?
What's that?
What's the name of the fire department?
Oh, it'd be Thief River Falls Fire Department. We're in the northwest corner of Minnesota, home of the Arctic Cat snowmobiles and four-wheelers, and yeah.
Awesome.
What's kind of neat is we got 60 miles to the north of us, we have the Polaris plant. Also. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, Chief, and you have a good rest of your shift. Hopefully, it's a safe one.
Thanks for coming on.
Yep.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no
it.
problem. Yep. Thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Hey everybody, if you like the channel, make sure you subscribe right here. And if you like the clips, I got 2 more options for you. 2 options right here. Subscribe right here. See you guys.